This is a short overview of all the programming stuff that we're going to learn in Chapter 1. They start out by talking about a class, okay? Class is kind of a weird word because we always think of a class as I'm sitting in a class or I'm taking a class or something like that. With Java, a class is a program, okay? And the cool thing about a class you're going to find in time is you can make multiple instances of a class, but don't worry about that for now. It's basically the name of your program. It always has to be the name as same name as your program file also, okay? If we look at the first line, public is what they call an access specifier, okay? Basically says that this class can be used by other classes. It's okay. And the word class, okay? It is a class, and this is the name of the class. Within your class, you have a block, okay? Once again, a block, and this is signified by opening and closing curly brace. Everything within this is part of the class. The next thing that we want to talk about is methods, okay? This week we're going to be talking about a method called main, okay? Once again, this is inside the block of a class. Starts out with the access specifier. Yes, this is public. Don't worry about static for now. Don't worry about void for now, but the name is main, okay? When we take and execute a class, it goes through there and looks for an instance of main, okay, and sees it right here and says, okay, run everything that is within the block of the method called main. Here's some parameters. Don't worry about these for now. We'll talk about those later, okay? And now we've got this line, this command line here that we'll talk about, okay? System. This line actually prints out first Java application in your display, okay? And the way we do that, first of all, we have to call a class, okay? Class system. System is kind of like the class we're writing now, okay? Um, but it has a lot of pre-written stuff in Java for us so that we don't have to figure out how in the world can I put this stuff in my display, okay? So we call the class dot, okay? That separates the objects and methods, okay? Out is the name of an object, and println is the name of the method, okay, that we're going to be using. Println will print something in your display once again. A parameter, some information that we have to feed this method, is a string, okay? And a string, once again, is a bunch of characters that have quotation marks around them. Once again, we have parentheses, opening and closing parentheses that we have to put our parameter in. And we have a semicolon to say this is the end of this command line. One more thing we're going to talk about is this dialog box thing, okay? A dialog box isn't something commonly used in Java, so therefore they don't include it right away. So therefore we have to import it, okay? So up above our class name, you have to say import javax.swing.java option pane, okay? Once we do that, we can actually use this object called JOptionPane, and we can use the show message dialog method, okay? That takes two parameters. The first one is null. Don't worry about it, just type in null for now. We separate our parameters with a comma, and the second piece of information that it takes is a string. Okay, once again, quotation marks with some text in it, and then don't forget your opening, closing parentheses, and then your semicolon. Let's switch over to Eclipse, and we'll make a new program here, okay? Under week 1, I'm going to say a new class, okay? What's the name of this class? Let's just call it stuff because it's just junk. And once again, make sure that you check your public static void main, okay? Because that way it will create the structure for you that you need. Just like that, okay? Now we're going to go over this, but later, but I just want to make sure that you know when we submit assignments, okay, we have to put some comments on here. And the first one is the author. You're going to be putting your name in here, not mine, okay? And then we're going to be putting the assignment. And this is just stuff. You're going to turn this in anyway, okay? And then the date, okay? And it's 01 slash. That's the date today for me, okay? There, another thing we're going to have to do each time we turn in something, okay, is this. They've already put a comment in here. We'll just reuse that comment, and I'm just going to put in here REQIRD for assignment submission, like that, okay. And we're going to put in a system.out.print. You're going to get a lot of printlins. And here we're going to put in, first of all, your name. And then the CO116 session 1657, whatever your session is. Don't forget your closing semicolon. Okay, there, ready to go with our assignment. Okay, these are called comments. Okay, and we'll talk about these more later. Okay, but it's just stuff in there for you to remember, and the compiler doesn't care. It completely ignores it. Okay, and then print out some stuff like that. Okay, and once again, that system dot out dot println. Okay, some stuff there. Beautiful. Don't forget your closing semicolon. Okay, and we also want to print out some stuff in a dialog box like that. Okay, once again, like we said before, we have to take and we have to import. Okay, that goes right here below your package, just above your class name. Okay, import JVAX dot swing. I don't know what they stand for, but that's just the way they are. Okay, and it's a K, capital J, capital OP. You have to be very careful here because it's very PTIO. There you go. Option pane like that, okay, and semicolon. And when you're done, you shouldn't get any red squiggly lines up here. It does have a yellow one saying, well, it wasn't used. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Down here now we can actually say, once again, that JOPTION, pane, okay, dot show. Watch, it's helping us out here. Message, right there, okay. We could actually take and we could double click on this right now. It'll stick it in there for us. The first parameter is null, okay, so let's just double click on that. The second parameter is, let's see, what do we want to do? It's going to be a string, and we're going to put some information, say some stuff, like that, okay, just like that. Once again, we get our semicolon that was put in there for us, okay. Let's go ahead and run it, see what happens. There we go. Oh, printed out down here. It also gave us a message box. Wonderful, okay. One more thing we have to do for class submission, okay, is below all your curly braces here, we're going to put in what they call a block comment, okay? Just like that, okay? And this is going to be, what do we put in here? Display sample outputs here, okay? Like that. Okay, and then we're going to actually do that. Oops, be careful, it put in two of them for me. Put an extra one in for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this stuff from down here. I'm going to stick that right here, okay? And we always get all these, there you go. I like to clean it up a little bit like that, okay? And that's a submittable program, okay? I'll talk to you later about submitting programs.